Hey guys, Mr. Voiles here with another tutorial in Photoshop. Today we're talking about elements and specifically elements that can help you to accent your Instagram story. So as you can see here today, what I've done is I went ahead and turned off the background because I want to just focus on those elements. And the elements that I'm using are things like these olive branches and these Polaroids that I placed my pictures into. And so basically, as we've already learned, you can grab stuff like this off of Google. And in case you don't remember, there is a way. Here I am searching for holly leaves because I'm about to show you something. But if you, just in case you forgot, there is a way where you can go up to more. Actually, you're going to click on Tools. You want to go up to Tools, go to Color, and choose Transparent. Okay, and that will help you to search only pictures on the internet that are actual transparent PNGs, because as you guys know already, a lot of times when you download something that says it's a PNG, it turns out actually not to be a PNG, and it might have a white background or something like that, but it's not actually transparent. Now, as we've learned, like with the strawberry and some of our other lessons in the past, if your picture has a white background, it's still not that hard to get rid of. For instance, I have some menorahs that I brought in, and those are in my background, and also these olive branches that I used. This is all the same olive branch. This big one in the background here and these three in the corner, they're all the same olive branch, but as you can see, they came in originally with a white background. So as you guys remember, you just have to rasterize the layer, and then you guys should remember how to use the magic wand tool. You just click the white area and you can click delete. All right, and then you can command D to deselect. And check it out, we've got that element where we can easily move that around. But I'm going to delete that right now because we don't need that. What I want to focus on today is, once again, taking our designs to the next level, how to get rid of things that don't have a solid background, that don't have like a white or a black background, that you can get rid of it with just the magic wand tool really easily. So to be honest, guys, most of the stuff that you're going to be using as elements you should be able to find those with a solid color background where you can use the magic wand. But just for the sake of showing you, just in case, let's say there's something that you just can't find and you need to be able to extract it from the background. Well, here's a good example right here. This is a holly leaves with the holly berries, kind of like for the Christmas season or the New Year's season, and I've actually downloaded this into my downloads, and we're going to use this because, as you can see, this picture does not have a solid background. So let's bring that into Photoshop, and we'll shrink it down just so that a picture is not touching the edge of the composition here, because we want to be able to select for everything. And so we brought this into Photoshop so that we can see what it's like to try to get something extracted from a background. And as you can see here, the picture I've downloaded is not super high quality, but it's quality enough where I can still trace it. And that's what we're going to have to do with this. Anything that you can't get rid of with the magic wand, you're going to have to trace it out to select it. So you're going to go up here to your lasso tool. You're going to click and hold, and it's pretty difficult if you want to use the lasso tool, but you can try it. Basically, you would have to click and hold and draw your selection. And see, look, I already messed up right there because my mouse scrolled up by accident. But that's what you would have to do with the lasso tool, because the lasso tool will allow you to draw basically freehand, and you'd have to go all the way around your shape. I personally think it's easier to use the polygon lasso tool. And the polygon lasso tool, what it will allow you to do is to click, and basically you just click once and then you click a second time, and it's sort of like connect the dots. Every time you click, it leaves the line at a certain point until you go all the way around. And once you go all the way around, you can see there's this little circle that pops up right next to the mouse, and you go all the way around until you complete that kind of like connect the dots together, where you're drawing straight lines that all connect together. So the trick is to make this look as if it's not a straight line, because every time I click, you can see that it is going in a straight line. So it's, you click once, you click again, and you click again, and you click again, all the way around, and you're trying to give the illusion that you are drawing in a curved, when you're really just kind of connecting the dots as in a straight line. And sometimes, guys, you might have to, you know, click very close to each other where it looks like your line is basically curving when it's really not. So if you get really good at it like me, you'll be able to see that yes, it does look like the line is curving, but it's really not. Sometimes you encounter areas where you have sharp angles, and you can actually go right along with those angles because the tool will allow you to go into angles this way. But for the most part, you're just going little by little at a time. There might be also certain areas where you can grab one big straight line, but sometimes it's kind of like you have to keep curving. And so, guys, I'm just gonna go all the way. See, like this part right here, this is like this is all curve. So, and just so you guys know, if you get to an area where you need to see more of the picture and you're zoomed in, you can actually, without clicking, you can kind of get the screen to move down just by kind of barely touching the edge. All right, and so I'm just going to continue on like this. And guys, I can tell you right now, the hardest part is going to be when I get to the berries, because the berries are like almost perfectly round. You see this part right here? This is what I was talking about, where you can do it with, I could probably do this with like 2 or 3 straight lines. So that one wasn't too bad. And then once I get to the berry, you see I'm having to make it look like it's curved by just drawing one little bit at a time. Okay, and I'm almost to the back to the beginning where I started. I'm going to move the picture up just a little bit, and there's my little circle coming in right there. And I've completed the circuit all the way around my holly leaves here. And now I've got a selection. So the selection is basically the end product of what we're trying to go for. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here with my my magnifying glass. Let's go back to my selection tool, and you want to right click inside of your selection and go down to where it says layer via copy. You see where it says that, layer via copy. So we want to click that, and as you can see, it just made a new layer, but this time only the holly leaves that I've selected. So now I can turn off this layer, or actually I can just throw it away, delete that, and now I've got my holly leaves all by themselves. Okay, another way we can do this is I'm going to teach you a new keyboard shortcut today. Honestly, the first way is probably easier, but if you want to try this, you can. So once you have your selection, you can type Command Shift I. And as you can see, what I've done is I've what's called created an inversion. I've inverted my selection. So now I've got marching ants around not only the holly, but also around the outside edge. Do you see that? And so what I'm doing now is I'm selecting everything except for the holly leaves and the holly berries. So what I'm selecting is basically anything outside of that, which is the background. And now I can just hit delete. Whoops, I need to rasterize. Now I can just hit delete and basically delete all of the background that's being selected. But probably you're going to find that the first way is easier. You know, once you have your selection, without having to invert the selection, you just go and you do layer via copy. Now you can transform, which you guys should already know this is Command T. You can resize, and we could place these wherever we want to, and even duplicate the layer. and move them around and put them, I could put like holly leaves in every corner if I wanted to, of all of the four corners. And you can even Command T, and you can actually right click inside of the transform box, this blue box that comes up when you type Command T, and you can go all the way down where it says flip horizontal or flip vertical, and you can actually flip your image to be the opposite of what it was. Guys, try it out. We will see you next time.